Alien Romulus is the first Alien movie in 7 years. So naturally, I knew I had to come out with a ranking of my own for every film in the Alien franchise, except AVP because they aren't canon. That means today, I'm ranking every Alien movie from 1979's Alien all the way to 2024's Alien Romulus. But before I get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Now then, let's begin. The one word I use to describe Alien 3 is boring. From beginning to end, the third Alien installment is a slow burn. Nothing of notability happens in this movie. In fact, Alien 3 doesn't even know what kind of film it is. Is this an alien movie? Is it a prison movie? Or is it a character study of some sort? I really don't know. However you view this mishmash of ideas, I find the film incredibly dull. No character comes across as memorable, there isn't a single kill that blew me away, all the tension that made the first two movies so good is missing, and it doesn't help they make the stupidest choice ever at the start of the film, killing off a couple great characters from Aliens immediately. So I don't view Alien 3 as an enjoyable movie to watch. If anything, you'd think the Xenomorph could provide the movie's best scenes, but even that aspect is ruined with terrible visual effects. A lot of people would call Alien Resurrection the worst of the Alien franchise. As you can tell from this ranking, it's very low on the totem pole for me. But not the worst. Yes, this is a really stupid film, but hey, at least it has some enjoyable scenes and a few characters I like. That's pretty much what saves this one over Alien 3. Plus, it's a bit more graphic too, so that's satisfying. Anyway, don't get me wrong, Resurrection requires little brain cells. Not much of what happens makes any sense, none of the characters are intelligent, the acting is remarkably bad alongside some of the practical effects. This is very much a mindless action flick. I don't even look at this as an Alien movie either though. The tone reminds me of like Resident Evil combined with The Matrix. It's so bizarre. Alien Covenant does a few things well, namely the cinematography, which is some of the best this franchise has ever showcased. There's a handful of over-the-top bloody kills, also some of the best I've seen from an Alien movie. And as a sequel to Prometheus, I think Scott does a fine job connecting the two stories. That being said, Covenant feels like a replica of Prometheus. The execution follows a lot of the same beats, and unfortunately, there isn't much new here. I also hate a few of the plot conveniences included in Covenant, and the ending twist was predictable from a mile away. Not at all a bad film, it has its entertaining elements, but doesn't deliver anything special. I'm placing Alien Romulus in 4th for now. That could change over time for better or for worse, but at the moment, I think it's okay having it right in the middle of my ranking. As the newest Alien movie, it's a really good time. They pay homage to the originals, the cinematography and practical effects look stunning, the thrills are equal to the franchise's peak scares, and the acting is great too. Although, maybe some fans are hyping this one up a little too much. It's good, but absolutely has some considerable issues towards the third act. However, I'll admit, most of what I saw in the first 2/3 was awesome. It truly feels like a modern day Alien classic waiting to unfold. I just wish the movie didn't go in such a ridiculous direction towards the last 30 minutes or so. Regardless, this is a fun one and gets away from the mythology crap that Covenant tried biting into some more. So going back to basics helps Romulus thrive, and I hope this is the formula they continue riding with in future installments. Many people have called Prometheus a masterpiece, and I understand why. This film is layered with questions about humanity and creation, while simultaneously skimming the surface on the Xenomorph's origin. There's a lot here to unpack, which spiraled into an Alien timeline deep dive for myself after rewatch. I love that about this movie. The cast is top tier as well, and the visuals are breathtaking. On top of those elements, as you'd expect, you receive plenty of suspenseful and thrilling scenes in Prometheus, despite no xenomorph action. My only wish to this day with Prometheus would be for the film to answer more questions. This is not a simple story like Alien and Aliens, so answers are needed in order to flesh out everything. However, the film chooses to ignore your questions and leaves it up to the viewer. I want to say I love 3 Alien movies, I just can't because of that. Nonetheless, it's still good and places third. Again, Romulus could overtake Prometheus in my future rankings. I mean, I may get sick of the mythology stuff eventually, but I really like most of what this film provides. Most will have this at number 1, but I'm placing the original Alien in second. We all know why 1979's Alien is a classic. It's a close quarters, suspenseful horror thriller that reinvented the wheel. I've seen the film before, but on rewatch, I was still on the edge of my seat, as if I didn't know when the alien would pop out at its next target. The tension never fades. Sigourney Weaver and the supporting cast are all very memorable. Even now, the alien looks great. As a matter of fact, all the effects hold up in present day. Overall, this is a horror movie done right. It's not the alien I find scary, it's the atmosphere that makes this work as a horror film. No wonder why it's considered one of the greatest horrors ever made. But in first has gotta be James Cameron's 1986 action movie, Aliens. This takes the first Alien movie and turns everything up a notch. Instead of a horror, it's a wonderful action experience. You have a setup that makes sense following Alien, loads of likable characters, fast pacing, brutal action, and a movie that delivers endless iconic moments. Most notably, the ending, which I think stands out over the original's finale. Not to mention this film is epic as hell. If Alien is a horror classic, Aliens is an action classic. But it comes down to preference. If you're more of a horror guy, you'll likely rank Alien 1. But as a big-time action fan, I prefer Aliens. This is one of the movies that made me such a big fan of action flicks in the first place. So it should be understandable why I rank it at the top of my Alien list. Alright, and there you have it. That is my ranking of all 7 Alien movies. But I'm curious to hear your ranking. Let me know how you'd rank all 7 movies down below in the comments. Anyway, thank you all so much as always for watching this ranking video. Again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys again soon. See you then.